Hello everyone. This is Crystal with Fit to Overcome coming on for my 5 ways to stay motivated live. And I hope this will add value to you guys. Feel free to share this if you think that someone needs to hear it, or if you think of a friend while I'm talking, feel free to just tag them in here. Go ahead and drop a 1 below if you're watching this live with me. I see Davi, I see Angel and Mario Sanchez. Hey girl. Drop a 2 below if you're watching the replay. Totally appreciate you just taking time out of your night to be on here. And I hope this adds value to you. So if it does, please drop some fire flames anytime you're like, I needed to hear that. So 5 ways to stay motivated. I think this is so important because not only are we all different people and motivated by different things, but I feel like these 5 things can really apply to all of us. If not, at least one of them will apply to you, and hopefully you can take that, grab it, and run with it to take you to the next milestone, to the next peak, to the next achievement that you're going for. And I think the worst thing to feel is unmotivated, because you feel like you're in a nasty funk and you just don't know how to get out of it. The rut is real, okay? We all go through it, even the most positive person ever. And I feel like it's so sad that some of the people that we used to think were the most positive and encouraging people sometimes really suffer from depression, right? And so I think that hopefully this will make a difference for you, right? So let's get started. So number 1, 5 ways to stay motivated is make goals that are measurable. Meaning, how do you know that you are making waves or getting closer to the big elephant every single day? Like the big vision, right? So like we always hear, you got to break down the big elephant into bite pieces, not just thinking, okay, this time next year, I want to be at this level. What does it take every month to get to that level by this time next year? What does it take every week to get to that level every time by the time next year comes along? And what do I need to be doing daily? So you can measure your progress by measuring the actions that you do daily. And if you can measure the actions that you do daily, you can measure the actions you do per hour. And if you can measure the actions you do per hour, then you can measure how progress is moving along. And now you might be in a situation where this doesn't apply to you because you're like, girl, I put in the work, okay? And that's fine. So ideally, if you have a clear vision and you have a clear strategy, you are on your way. But if it is not clear, then you need to clarify that. You need to ask a friend, what does it take to get to this level? Because I can tell you, me personally having my own business, I often, if not always, find that people underestimate what it takes to get to a certain level. So I always encourage my team, okay, you want to get to a level that pays you $10,000. What I need you to do is stretch for 30,000. Because if you stretch for 30,000 and that's where your vision is, for sure you're going to get that 10,000 and you're not going to slack off when you get to 6,000. So I hope that makes sense, but I try to expand vision every time I can. Number 2, find someone who can keep you accountable. This does not have to be your mom. This does not have to be your best friend. This does not have to be your spouse. And in fact, it is not for me in any way. I like to keep those relationships separate because they can be a little bit tense when you have them keeping you accountable, right? Especially if they know all your business already. It's hard to do that with family. So what I would encourage is that you find someone that you look up to, someone who's achieved what you want, someone that you look at in every area of life. And for the most part, you like where they are and you would like to have what they have, and have them keep you accountable. And if you can't have someone keep you accountable, then you're gonna have to take massive ownership, and you're gonna have to keep yourself accountable, and you're gonna have to have these like pep self-talks like I have to do sometimes. I don't have a boss in my business currently, so I have to sit myself down and be like, girl, what are you doing with your time? Right? So one of the talks, and I'll be real with you guys, that I've been having lately is like, girl, why are you waking up so late when the whole world is up at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and they're ahead of the day already, you know? And so I personally already know that I could bear more fruit if I woke up earlier. Now, granted, I am a night owl. I do get a lot done at night, but how can I maximize the time that I have every single day at those 24 hours? So have those self-talks, or have someone check you and be like, hey, did you get your workout in today? Did you do what you said you were going to do? You know, you said that you need to do these things daily, and for me to check in with you once a week, And if anything, if someone's so busy because they're far more successful than you are, then you make yourself accountable. So what I would recommend is you just check in with your mentor and say, hey, I did this today. I did this today. Here's the progress note. Because the more that you speak to them, the more they know that you're putting in the work, the more that they can give you feedback, right? So make yourself accountable. Don't wait on someone to be like, did you handle that today? Because you're not a kiddo anymore. All of us are adults here. So it is up to you to take ownership for your success. And this is one of the ways that you can do it. Number 3 in 5 ways to stay motivated is listen to positive things. So if you are not, like, I start my day off listening to something positive. I pick a specific podcast that is my jam, and I just, while I'm still in bed, listen to it, get my mind right, and then get a pump, and then get excited about the day. And basically, I'm teaching myself to not listen to myself of like, oh, what do I have to do today? Or, oh, I have to do this today. And instead talking to myself like, today is a great day. Today's going to be, amazing. I'm going to be a blessing to other people. Abundance is coming my way. Like, not just affirmations, but listening to something that's going to provoke you and challenge you and move you and remind you that you're not here for just nothing. You're here for a specific purpose with a beautiful, calling over your life. I really truly feel that over everybody. Like, you may not realize it, you may not know what it is, but if you don't get moving, you will never know what it could be because you're laying on the couch or you're still laying in bed, right? So listen to something positive. You cannot just, or you don't just have to do that, because I know, like, in the morning I'm a music person too, so I'll listen to a podcast, I'll mix it up with music, and then I'll get ready for my day. So if you listen to music, that's cool. You probably have a song that pumps you up, and that's awesome. You can listen to a podcast in the car. You can listen to a YouTube in the car. You don't have to be listening to just music all day long with gossip, with, lyrics that, let's be real, the ones that are like bomb and so amazing aren't necessarily the best lyrics sometimes, right? So listen to positive things, because you're filling in your tank. And if you're filling up your mind with the good stuff, you're going to go out and pour out the good stuff. If you're listening to negativity and gossip, what are you attracting? What are you putting out there? Align yourself with where you want to be. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of people do you want, to be attracted to you? What kind of people do you want to hang around with? What kind of people do you want to pour into? What do you want to be known for? So if you're not the person that you want to be and you're getting better every day, how do you get better every day? By putting in positivity into your tank. Okay, and so, using the car, like people in the restroom, I know you're scrolling through Instagram, listen to something positive, please. While you're doing your cardio, if you do cardio, you can listen to something. I remember listening to Audible and just, smashing through a book in like 1 week, because I was just doing my cardio in my zone and filling up my tank, I really recommend Eric Thomas's book, by the way. Awesome for cardio. So, number 4. 5 ways to stay motivated. Number 4 is do the necessary things anyway. And this goes into those things that you should be doing daily. You already have something that you're supposed to be doing, but you just don't feel like it. And because you don't feel like it, you just don't do anything. And you figure, I'll just catch up tomorrow, or I'll just, double down at the end of the week when Friday comes. What I would encourage you to do is to keep doing it even whenever you don't feel like it. And it's easier said than done. Touche. But it is very much a muscle, just like you get muscles in the gym. It comes with building up that skill. And if you're in a position of leadership, then you need to be able to execute no matter what's going on. Think about Michael Jordan. When the dude had the flu, when the dude had his dad dying, he still executed no matter what on the court, that you wouldn't have known what was going on had it not been publicized. And that's really where I would encourage you to be at. And that is a whole new level of just being a cleaner, like the book says. I don't know if you guys have read that book, Relentless. That is my jam. But really getting to the point where you execute no matter what. And I can tell you this, that in my business, if you have a business, if you're trying to grow in business or just in personal development in life in general, massive action solves all problems. So if there's frustration in your life, get to work. no matter what. You're frustrated because you're not getting wins. So how do you get a win? You get to work. So go get yourself a win so that your mood lightens up, so you start to build creativity again, and so that you see breakthrough, because otherwise it's not going to fall in your lap. I can definitely recommend that you go to work, and I promise you that this will never fail you. I get so angry when I have, like on my whiteboard, I put like how many things I want to get done, or how many people I want to recruit, or how many trials I want to get out. And I just put the numbers down 1 through, let's say 10. And those blank numbers bother me. So because they bother me, it just propels me to like be more vocal, to just go out there and get it done. So if you have frustration, go to work. Go to work, even if you don't feel like it. It's when you need to go to work the most, and that's when you need to double down on your strengths. So that's my encouragement to you. And number 5, for 5 ways to stay motivated, is going to be crystal clear, because you need to remove yourself out of environments and around people who are toxic in your life. If you have people who are negative, it's like a ping pong battle. Like, no, it's good. No, it's bad. No, it's good. No, it's bad. No, it's good. No, it's bad. And it's not only stressful, but it's draining to be around people like that when you're trying to better your mindset, when you're trying to better your life, when you're trying to do good and you're trying to think better and you're trying to get past it. And someone here is like, girl, that could never happen. Or dude, that's not for you. You need to quit. Like, I don't know what's going through your head, but you can never lose X amount of pounds. Or I don't know what's going through your head thinking that you're this grandiose thing now that you're hanging out with so-and-so. Like, I know you've heard it. And I know you've heard it because I've heard it. And when I hear it, I know exactly who's like got my back and who's really willing to talk smack behind my back, the way that I like carry myself, because I carry myself in a manner where I'm like, oh, it's going to get done. It's just a matter of time. You can cheer for me, or you can watch and then ask me how I did it later and hope that I'll share some with you, you know. And it's the raw truth with you guys. There will be negative people who see you growing, who see you doing well, who want to drag you down because they don't have the courage to put in the work that you put in. And so if that's ever the case, just know that you need to remove yourself from toxic environments. And you need to remove yourself from toxic people. Sometimes that's even family. Sometimes it's your very best friends that you thought were best friends, and you guys are growing apart because you are now at another level and they're wanting to stay here. And so let's say you are standing on a chair and you're still holding hands with this person here. It's easier for them to pull you down than it is for you to pull them up. And I'm not saying you need to get rid of all of your negative friends, because some people need you to pour life into them and to be an example in their life. But there are people who will literally like try to drag you down day in and day out, and you will have to limit how much time you spend with them, because that's not fruitful for you. And if it's not fruitful for you, it's not fruitful for your kids. And if it's not fruitful for your kids, it's not fruitful for your legacy. If it's not fruitful for your legacy, why are you messing with it? So I hope this helped you. I do have a bonus for you. It's not just 5 ways to stay motivated. Here's the bonus. You guys ready? Drop a little flame below if this has been helpful for you. Drop a 1 if you're watching live. Drop a 2 if you're watching the replay. I would love to hear what you want me to talk about before I give you this bonus, because I'm really looking for different ways to add value. For me, it's not so much of let me just hear myself, or let me talk to myself, or let me look like a know-it-all. Anything that I know that I can help with, I am more than willing to share with you guys. But if you're, having a specific topic you would like me to teach you about or just talk about and give you my experience, please reach out. Like, I'm one of those people who feel like there is plenty of room at the top. I do not know why people are greedy. I don't know why people try to hold secrets. Like, why? Like, seriously, why? I don't know. Anyway, number 6, your extra bonus is keep a trigger near you. What does that mean? So that you can stay positive, so that you can stay motivated. So I remember hearing a long time ago Eric Thomas talk about how he was asked to go talk to like one of the top NBA players, because for whatever reason he was starting to like fall off his game. And he had just had a child, and so Eric Thomas had this one-on-one conversation with him, and he was just trying to see like what what really drives him. And so, you know, the only thing the guy could say was his son, and his son was like a newborn baby. So he said, you know, does your son go to every game? And he's like, yeah, they're at every game. I love like looking at him before I start anything, and the games that he can't come to, like it isn't the same. I feel bad that I'm not with him. So Eric Thomas said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take one of your baby's onesies or one of your baby's socks, and I want you to put it in your locker. So every time before you're about to step on that court, you smell it and you know what you're here for. You know what you're fighting for every single day. And a lot of you guys are forgetting that it's not about just you, and it is about you fulfilling your purpose. Don't get me wrong. But there are so many people that are watching you that will be moved by you doing what you were called to be, that it'll propel them to fall in line with what they're destined to be, because you give them hope, you give them inspiration, you give them courage. And so keep a trigger with you, okay? It could be something like I mentioned, if you have a child, it could be like a picture. Why do you think so many people have pictures of their kids at their desks at work? People forget what it's for though, right? It's not about, oh, I can't wait to see my kid. I hate that my kid's at daycare right now. It's, I'm fighting for you so I can spend more days with you, so I can, you know, make sure I can provide for you, so I can make sure that no matter how shitty this job is, I'm going to be there for you whenever you need money for college, and you'll be able to pick the buffet of whatever you want, you know. Or if you already have an older child, it could be something like a wedding. It could be something like a quince. It could be something where you have a vision board. So we talk about doing vision boards all the time in my team. And one of the things I would ask you to do is, have you done a vision board? Where do you see yourself in the future? What would you like to have, you know, that you don't have right now? And for some people, it's making a list of 10 things I currently have that I am so sick of, like I need to get rid of right now. And then there's a list of 10 things that I need or want in my life and want for myself in the future that I don't have yet. So make a list, put it on the vision board, and then if that's a little bit too much, you ain't got that much time, you're not that creative, that's okay. Find a picture that propels you or a quote that propels you and put it on your phone screen, so that every time you're like in a funk, you look at your phone and you're like, that's why I need to get up. That's why I'm here. That's what I need to fight for. That's why I'm going to do it even when I don't feel like it, right? And so I hope those 6 things, you know, 5 plus a bonus, helped you tonight. If there's any other thing that you do to stay motivated, I'd love to hear it in the comments, and drop a flame below if this was helpful for you. I'd really like to hear your feedback. And if you have any like topics on what you would like for me to talk about in the future, then let me know. I'm more than open to sharing. Obviously, I feel like transparency and just dropping knowledge and wisdom is something that we don't hear enough, that we don't share enough. And I know when I was younger, I wish I had more mentors in my life. So I am your girl. I'm happy to serve in any way I can. And with that, I will let you guys go. Have an amazing evening. Bye.